warm welcome, Murakazanesa, and herzlich willkommen to our podcast Reduce, Reuse, Rethink, Sustainability in Rwanda and Germany, where we talk about challenges and solutions of sustainable cities and communities, intercultural exchange, and other interesting things. Today we're gonna talk about the experience of Rwandans being in Germany. Today, me, Franziska, will be talking to the Rwandans who came to Germany. So, in the last episode, we heard from the experience of Germans being in Rwanda. And now we do a mental jump in the time of more than a half year to the second encounter which took place in Germany in April and in beginning of May. Some of the Rwandan participants have already been to Germany. For others, it's the first time of seeing a foreign country. I will ask them somehow the same questions like Dede asked Germans being in Rwanda, so that we can have it somehow comparable. And we also will hear about everyone's take-home message from the encounter. So let's hear from their impressions and experiences in Germany. Before we start, I want to apologize for my voice, which is not at its best because I had a little cold, but I hope that it won't disturb. Thank you. Now we will hear something from Norbert and Jean-Luc. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Francie.
Could you first introduce yourself, please? We start with Jean-Luc.
Yeah, my name is Jean-Luc Ishimwe. I come from Rwanda. I'm 23 years old. I'm turning 24 in June. It's been great being here. I'm a part of Ejo-connect since day 2020. I'm enjoying.
Thank you. And is it your first time being in Germany?
Oh, this is actually not my first time, but I also have a first-time experience. I can share it.
Okay, thank you. You want to share it now?
No, we can introduce.
Okay. Norbert, could you also introduce yourself shortly?
I am Norbert Rafiki. I am 28 years old. Will be 29 in October this year. And I'm really happy to be here. This was my second time in Germany. So I missed it a lot because it has been like 10 years now. Really happy to be here.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to have you here. Firstly, I would like to hear from you what your highlight of all the activities we had in this encounter was. Norbert, maybe you could start.
Highlight, like if I say one thing that was like greatest experience was the visit to the ICPL, like International Corporation of the Protection of the Rhine River, where we saw how the cooperation works into different countries, like cross boundaries initiative, where like they make sure that the Rhine River is protected, the species in the Rhine River, the quality of water, like wastewater. All these controls brought me a greatest experience. Like if I say in Africa, we have the Nile River, we can take the experience from the ICPL to our continent. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this activity. And how about you, Jean-Luc? What was your highlight so far?
I mean, it was a lot of highlights. Different days, every day was new. I was not able to join a lot, but the few experiences, the few encounters I've had were really special. Like we went to Frankfurt. This was my first view of Frankfurt like this, because normally it's not my favorite thing to view a place in like touristic perspective. But this was interesting to see how, like, normally how I see mines as mines and then how I see mines as a tourist. It's like two different things. It could be a huge argument, but... So the highlight was basically, like, this is by far the best intercultural encounter I've had. I don't know if it has to do with, like, the fact that we're all adults, because, like, I'm also, like, engaged in... A few weeks ago, there was another group that came from Rwanda to here, but they were students from my former school. So it was not like that adult-like, I would say. The experience was, you know, like there's the difference between people just living and people living, but also being able to show, to express how they're living, you know. And I appreciate a lot how the group were able to just express how they feel about the exchange and how they feel about encounters. Like one time I asked Shema how the question of immigration at the Rheinland-Pfalz was. He gave me the answer that day, that was my highlight. he was like, and I looked at her, and her reaction was like this. Like, this is really good because you get the answer you want, you know? Yeah, so this is by far like the most detailed reactional encounter of intercultural projects by far that I've been a part of. So I'm grateful.
Wow, thank you so much. Very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So we go to the next question. And since you said that you two have already been to Germany, I would like to know what was different or even similar compared for you being for the first time in Germany. Maybe we start with Jean-Luc because you said that you have a first time experience. So maybe you can start.
Yeah, my first time experience, I mean, it was 2016. I had already turned 16. I was a little bit young. I came with a group of people from my school. I lived with them a lot, so it was comfortable. Like, it's the same thing here. People here in Ejo-connect don't live with each other day to day, but the fact that they can stay in one place is the same thing as if they were living in the same place before. So the encounter was, I mean, it was in winter, of course, you know, like you get out of the airport and you're like, where was I? Where am I now? Yeah, but it was a great experience just seeing different people. Like, there's people you normally see in Rwanda, and now you come here, there's people you're seeing every time. The reaction is different. And the interesting thing is when you have like a confusing encounter, people try to explain using the word Germans are like this, you know, like to try to make it simpler for anyone to understand. Or if you come to Rwanda, people say, oh, Rwandans are like this. But then the difference between now, I would say, is like I don't view it as a German behaving a certain way, because like when we talk about culture, people don't leave culture now. Like, this is a modern era where people just try to leave how the ancestors used to live, but not anymore. So if someone reacts away, it would be stereotypical to just say, okay, they're doing this, they're behaving like this just because they belong to this country. You know, that's not a clear way to explain someone's behavior. Like, someone's behavior goes along with how they grew up, which school they went to, how are their parents, like, you know. So I would say mostly the difference now and then is it's clear, like understanding people, also understanding myself. At first it was like first time getting out of Rwanda. It was, I don't know.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience and sharing also the development. Yeah. And now we're curious to hear from Norbert. So what is different or even similar for you being the second time in Germany?
I would say what is different now, it's always amazing to see how time is respected here. Like, I would say the first experience I had in German was when I was in 2014. I came here. I was a family that I stayed for like 1 month, and one morning I wake up, they're telling me we have 5 minutes left, and then I'm like 5 minutes out, and I manage. Then, I don't know, it happened to me that I'm late and I'm running so fast because they are telling me we need to catch the bus. Then I was running so fast, I'm like in my head, why are we running?
Yeah.
Because the first time I saw a bus, when it says it will depart at 7:35, it departs at 7:35. So, lucky enough, we catch the bus, and this is different from Rwanda. It can wait for you for 5 minutes or something like that. And right now, I think in the second encounter, I kinda did not experience that rush, like running so fast to catch the bus, because I knew it, like I need to be there. And I think I would say that this is what I can say it's different. Number one, like you have a transport system that is well organized, and we've considering the infrastructure, the technology, as well as also the way you know which time do you need to be at the bus station and which time the bus is coming, and this is going to be exact as it is expected. And I would also say another difference is the food. You know, you have been in Rwanda, Francie. I know how some of our bananas are sweet. You've tried like cassava bread. You've tried sombe. You know, you can understand that now that I'm in Germany for like some days, some weeks, I'm now eating bread. I'm eating a lot of, I'll say, vegetables like salads, and some days I miss Rwandan food, and also because this is like the second encounter, I am getting used to some German food. I would say like now I'm going back in Rwanda, I'll not be able to find schnitzel, and now schnitzel has become like, I wish someone in Rwanda, like a restaurant, I don't know, could have this idea of bringing schnitzel in my city. I would love that. So I'm going to miss that. I would say the food also was kind of different.
Thank you very much for sharing this. And now I would like to know briefly your take-home message. So maybe you can try to put it in one sentence what you will take home. We start with Norbert now.
Take home message. I would say for the future of most of the initiative we want to have in our countries, it's very important that we go to other places and learn from there. Then we have maybe a different perspective of how things are done. And to me, I've learned a lot in the context of sustainable cities and communities, in the society, the social life. Yeah, I would say that we need to go somewhere to learn and then come back home to maybe have a different perspective. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And now, Jean-Luc, what will you take home? I think you stay here in Germany, but you can still take something home.
Yeah, I mean, the SDG 11 that we have all doing now is the sustainable cities and communities. And the goal was make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. So making cities inclusive, of course, we join cities from Kigali, from Rwanda, and cities from Germany. People are coming together and they're learning from each other on a personal basis, but also on a stately basis. You know, you go to Landtag, you go to the parliament in Kigali, they explain to you the goals. This is bringing people together. And also safety. We learn how Germans preserve the safety of people, how the police works. Like safety is a lot of things. Even getting the bus on time, as Norbert was saying, is also safety, because then if you start your day good, getting a bus on time, getting there, you start work on time, then it's also like good for your mental health and for your working environment, and also sustainable. The take home message here is how we, like, Germany separates the garbage. There's plastic, there's like food and stuff. In Rwanda, we can learn from this and also use the same method.
Thank you very much. I was very happy to have you here.
Thank you, Francie. It was great.
Yeah. We're grateful for you.
Thank you. Yeah. Now I sit here with Fiston. Hello, Fiston.
Hello, Franzi. Wie geht's dir?
Mir geht's gut, danke schön. Amakuru.
Ja, amakuru ni meza.
Yego. Thank you that you are ready for this interview now. Could you first introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Fiston Nio Mugabo. I'm part of Ejo-connect Rwanda and also act in the steering committee of Ejo-connect Rwanda, which organizes projects, and I also work as a logistician in the network. Thank you.
Thank you for your introduction. Is it your first time being in Germany?
Well, actually, this is the third time. All other times were different than this, different experiences, but overall, I'm very grateful that I lived to experience all experiences.
That's good to hear. What did you expect before coming here from this encounter?
From this encounter, I expected to learn a lot, and fortunately I did. I learned a lot through the lens of those who sat down and imagined an agenda of sustainability in the UN, United Nations, and specifically setting up a Sustainable Development Goal 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. As we know that people thrive together when the communities are sustainable and growing. So this was a very, very beautiful moment for me to learn and also see how I can help as a young person, that I can be integrated in the sustainable city or community. Thank you.
It's good to hear that your expectations were also fulfilled. And now I would like to know, what will you tell people in Rwanda about Mainz or Frankfurt or like Germany in general?
Well, Germany in general is putting efforts into achieving different things, not on political level, but also contributing to different policies of the United Nations, which I am in this counter in. So I will tell what I learned. I will share the youth what I learned through sustainability development goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. What should we do? For instance, in the areas, different fields, for instance, in the environment. For instance, I've liked, even though we are also progressing in that, I've liked the waste management system in Germany. That's what I would really like to share with them. And yeah, also managing our time, which is a good thing that I also learned. Yeah, and continue to sensitize them to also share. And we try to also share what they have, the potential they have there in Rwanda, to be part of these kind of projects which brings the youth and communities together from Germany and Rwanda, so that we can share on an high level without inferiority or superiority complex.
Wow, thank you very much. That was very interesting to hear. And now I would be happy to hear your take-home message, like very shortly. If someone asks you, okay, what did you bring to Rwanda in a way?
Well, what I will be bringing to Rwanda is to continue working together as a youth, because we are the future of this world.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very good sentence to end this interview, and I was very happy that you were here.
Thank you very much. I was happy also to be part of this podcast, and I hope it reaches many people as possible and that the message will be fully understood.
Thank you. That's what we also hope. Hello again. Now I'm gonna talk to Dede and Izere. Dede we already know because she's a host of our podcast. Hello, Dede.
Hello everyone.
I think we don't need to introduce her another time, but now we have another guest here. She's Izere. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Franzi. Happy to be here for the interview about the podcast. I'm Izere Josiane. I'm a volunteer from RVCP, Rwanda Village Community Promoters. Back in Rwanda, I work as a medical doctor at Gisenyi District Hospital. Yeah.
And is it your first time being in Germany?
Yeah, this is my first time. Europe.
Even in Europe. So
Yes.
Have you been anywhere else in another country than Rwanda?
Yes, I've been to USA and DR Congo.
Wow. How about you, Dede?
It's my first time in Europe also, but it's my first time on a plane. I've been to Burundi and DRC.
Wow. That's interesting. So now we spend a lot of time together in our encounters. I think in total it's now 4 weeks. And I think there were some situations which were somehow funny. Maybe you could tell us what made you laugh a lot. And I think I start with Izere.
What?
What do you mean with that?
Yeah. There's this saying that Jean-Luc used to say everything like, what? And then the other group members would be replying like, what?
So it became like an insider from one participant.
Yeah. And I liked it when the group was saying, what?
Thank you. That's very funny. And today, what made you laugh a lot?
Actually, it's a lot, but the best memory I have is like the culture evening where everyone was dancing. There were so many crazy dances and so many crazy moves. It was very funny. Everyone was having fun, and I think it would be the best memory I get.
Thank you. Izzy, you want to add something?
I also liked the karaoke night because we were singing. Like they projected the lyrics and then we'll be singing the music, and most of them we did not know them, so we had to read the lyrics. And yeah, it was funny because we were not able to go with the rhythm for all the songs, and I was laughing that I ended up having a headache.
Oh no, sorry for the headache. But thank you very much for the insights. And maybe you will miss something when you be in Rwanda from Germany. So what would you like to take to Rwanda? I start with Dede now.
What I would like to start to go with Rwanda is like I've learned through this group that small groups work. You devise work into groups, in small groups, and I found it is more efficient than giving it to the whole group or maybe giving to one person. I think that we should implement it more in Rwanda and in our community.
Thank you. And how about you, Izere?
Yeah, for me, what I liked here is that their transport system is way advanced comparing to Rwanda. Or, for the most of the time we had to take bus. And the good thing about it is that we didn't have to wait for the bus, which we don't know when it's going to come. So there was always the screen there at the bus stop showing the time which is remaining for the bus to come. It's a good thing that we should copy from here so that our transport system, even in Rwanda, can be way advanced. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And do you have a short take-home message which you will tell your people at home? Is it?
Yeah, my take-home message is that there is a beauty in collaboration. Since the beginning of this project, for this project to happen, we've been partnering Ejo-connect, RVCP, and it's through our joint connection and team working that made it possible. So I would like to call upon every youth to join us and embrace the beauty of diversity, because all the time there is something that we can learn from the others who have a different culture or background experience. Yeah, and again, as youth, it's our responsibility to work together to prepare for the future of our country and the whole planet.
Thank you. That's very encouraging. And Dede, what is your take-home message?
I have only one sentence. It's sustainability starts with you. That's all.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'm gonna talk to Brandon. Hello.
Hi, Francesca.
How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a nice weather outside, and I have an apple in my hand. I look forward to eating it after our conversation.
Thank you. Could you first introduce yourself shortly, please?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Nivis Osman Brandon. I'm Rwandan. I'm 28 years old. I've been a member of Ejo-connect Rwanda since 2020 after my first visit to Germany, and since then I'm part of a wonderful network that I get to exchange ideas with on a daily basis concerning the partnership between Rwanda and Rwandan files.
Wow, thank you very much. So my first question was, you already mentioned that you have been to Germany. So what was your expectation when you came to Germany for the second time?
So for me, it had been a long time since I was here. So I was already looking forward to reconnect with the country and also recreate memories, because the ones I had were a bit far away. And I was really glad that I was part of this trip and this exchange, because we visited so many wonderful places, created so many beautiful memories together that I can dive into if you allow. I can give examples.
Yeah, you can give us briefly an overview.
Yeah, so some of the highlights of this visit for me were our visit to the Main Stadium, watching the game between Mainz and Köln. That was on the entertainment part, but on the content of the project, I was really glad to be on the Landtag, to exchange the members of the parliament, to learn about the German democratic system, the history of Mainz, how it is connected to the rest of the history of the country, but also the European history. I was also glad to be at the Staatskanzlei to talk to the state chancellor about the partnership and its future. Visiting the association too was a highlight, but also being with the members of Ejo-connect Rwanda who were visiting for themselves Germany for the first time, and seeing some of the cultural shocks I had through them. It was really interesting for me, but I was glad that I was next to them, because I was able to explain what was not explained to me, and I could see that they understood things better in my presence. So I felt a bit useful in this regard. Another highlight was the bread, of course. I really love the German bread. I love mixing different flavors of confiture in the morning and taking that with some coffee. That was also a highlight, and something that I'm going to miss on top of the amazing people from Ejo-connect Germany.
Thank you very much for this insight. It's very interesting to hear, because even the aspect that you could help with your experience other Brandons who are here for the first time. I would be curious what you will tell people in Rwanda about Mainz or Frankfurt or maybe Germany.
Yeah, I think the takeaway for me is that we are closely connected to each other more than we think. We have similar dreams. When I talk to my fellows in Germany, they have similar dreams that are close to mine, and I can see a bit of everyone in us. So my takeaway is that there is really no difference. The similarities are way more than the differences, and we should focus on that because then we are not going to miss much on the opportunities we can get from each one of us. So what I'll tell people is that Germany is the country and the people are interesting in many aspects. What you see is not always what is inside. What do I mean with this? At first, when you come to the country, or people are not so open and sometimes they're just quiet on the train, in the buses. But if you go to them, they're relatable. If you talk to them, if you take the step, they're relatable and they can open up themselves and talk to you. Yeah, that can be another conversation for another hour.
That's true.
Which we don't have, but simply put, it's a beautiful country, beautiful nature, and beautiful people.
Thank you very much. And could you give us shortly, like in one sentence, your take-home message? I think you already said it somehow, but maybe on like a focused point.
Okay, my takeaway is, well, we should focus on what brings us together as people than the differences.
Thank you very much. That's so nice to hear. Yeah, really happy that we had you in this podcast and in our project. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Francesca, und bis bald.
Now I have Henry Mbuyi here. Hello.
Hello.
Could you first introduce yourself, please?
Thank you. My name is Isawayo Henry. I'm a program coordinator in Rwanda Village Community Promoters, simply RVCP, and also part of Ejo-connect Rwandan team. Actually, I'm having bachelor degree in pharmacy. Currently, I'm working in a community pharmacy in Rwanda.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you here. First, I would like to know if it's your first time being in Germany.
Yeah, it was my first time, and I get good experience to be part of Ejo-connect team and also working with German teams.
Thank you. That's good to hear. What was your first thought when you got out of the plane?
The first thing was just how I will get connected with other people. Actually, Ejo-connect German, and also the first thing that came in my mind was about the weather just in Europe. Yeah, which is always changing, and it was quite new for most of the participants of Ejo-connect. Yeah.
Was it cold that day when you came out of the plane?
Yeah, it was cold. And actually, after some days, the weather started changing to somehow warm. But it was really bad at the first time. Yeah.
Okay, but it was good that it was getting warmer somehow.
Yeah.
What will you miss when you go back to Rwanda?
Yeah, actually, I will miss our daily routine in groups. So we used to have like some kind of city tours, which was really nice to interact with people in German, to have some reflection at night, sharing meals. Just it was like such kind of funny things that I will already miss.
That's interesting to hear. I think I will also miss it. And could you tell us your take-home message? So what will you tell people at home? What maybe was the key learning?
Yeah, actually, during the period of 2 weeks, we learned a lot from Germany, which is related to SDG 11, which is sustainable city and communities. Actually, we had a lot of time visiting different parts of Germany, and we got time to take some tours in the city where we saw different kind of projects which we really needed to implement also in Rwanda, as also developing our communities.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that you were here and that you're now part of our podcast.
Thank you very much too.
Bye.
Bye.
And now we will hear some other insights on the same questions I just asked Henry. The next participant, who is Alistide, is going to introduce himself firstly and then tell us his thoughts when he got out of the airplane. Furthermore, we are going to hear what he will miss in Rwanda. You're most welcome in this podcast, Alistide.
Hi, Franzi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Alexis Kaboko from Rwanda, and I came to participate in this Teams Up project through Ejo-connect Rwanda, and I haven't been in Germany before. This is my first time. When I got out from the airplane, my first thought was like, let's go and learn, because I was of the view that Germany is a country where you can learn some of the best practices and be able to go and domesticate it in our home country, Rwanda. What I will miss when I'm back in Rwanda is the team, the collaboration, the teamwork, the spirit, the youthful vibes that we had during this whole encounter, because we're able to connect, we were able to work on beautiful things, which I believe is also more of a connection that Rwanda have between Rwanda and Germany. So yeah, I will miss that vibe, that collaboration, that teamwork, and the in-person teamwork, because we usually work online.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And I hope that we can continue the youthful spirit, even though we will continue working online. But from this team spirit we experienced in these encounters, I'm pretty sure that we will continue.
Now I'm gonna talk to Shema and Kada about their experiences being in Germany. Hi, you two.
Hello.
Hello.
I would first ask you to introduce yourself. Maybe Shema, you can start?
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Shema Mbaya Muslim, 27 years old. I'm still a student. I'm doing a Bachelor of Law. Rwandan, born and raised, live in Kigali also.
Thank you. And have you already been to Germany before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, we'll be curious to hear about your experience here. Actually, Kada is also a host of our podcast, so I think we all know him somehow, but it's always better to repeat, so we'll hear the introduction of Kada another time. Hello, Kada. Can you also introduce yourself, please?
Okay, thank you. My name is Ilus, and I'm Rwandan, and I'm a student in the College of Science and Technology in the University of Rwanda, currently doing my bachelor's degree in biotechnology, biology.
Thank you. And so for you both, it's the first time being in Germany. Could you tell me how was it to be in another country, in another culture? Maybe we start with Kada.
Okay, thank you. Coming to Germany, of course, before coming, we knew something about it, like we read something in the news and everything. And my experience, I can say maybe some of the things that shocked me was how the culture of Germany is. By this, I mean the culture of mostly of punctuality, because in Rwanda, it's a bit different compared to Germany. I think that in a positive way, because punctuality, of course, has many benefits than not being punctual, of course. That's one of the things, if I'm being brief.
Thank you very much. I think for all our members in our program, it was somehow a challenge to be punctual, but I think we developed well. Shema, how was it for you to be in another country and to be in another culture?
Yeah, there was some few expectation. It was my first time to be in another country, to do a travel, to fly in a plane. But yeah, in the first days, it was not easy due to the weather. It was raining, and then even the coldness, it was so high. That was my first time to live such coldness, but it was good. So far, so good. Been some days, been in different cities in Germany, and what I can say is people are friendly, and yeah, there's good energy in everywhere you go. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear about that. And maybe before you came to Germany, you had some perspective about different topics, and maybe something changed in these perspectives. Do you have an example what made you rethink about perspective? We start with Shema.
Yeah, regarding maybe let me talk about the SDG 11, sustainable. I thought Germany was kind of for, developed countries. You can say that you can see even in movies or in some news that you think there is no planned places where it's greeny or project about sustainability. But here, what I've seen is that, they have it, and then there is more projects which are related to sustainable development. Yeah, my expectation was kind of revealed, I've seen it and I've lived it. Yeah, I think I've learned a lot, yeah.
Thank you. That's very interesting to hear. So your perspective about sustainability was better in Germany than you thought?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. And how about you, Kada? What made you rethink?
For me, I'll go in the context of social life. By this, I can give an example of how social interactions in Germany might be more reserved compared to Rwanda, where warmth and friendliness are highly valued. Like, for example, Germans tend to keep more personal space and may not engage in as much as small talk or physical contact. And that is not bad or good, but it's the way things are done in one place, and no formula can be applied everywhere because life changes from different places. And yeah, that made me rethink. And yeah, that's how I found the German culture a little bit more social different from Rwanda's.
Thank you for your perspectives. And when you think of going home, I think it's after tomorrow. What is your take-home message, what you will tell the people at home? Shema?
Yes, my take-home message is all about all things I've seen in Germany, new things, and and some good practicals we need to apply in Rwanda also, like to be punctual, being on time, because here there is all things you do it on time, which also we do in Rwanda, but we need to improve here, in the transport system. You have to be on time so that you manage to do your work. And another take-home message is about to live a life you love, because here you can see it's diverse in people's life. They are doing the things you can imagine. You can find someone doing different things, which is also lacking in Rwanda. People, they might be feeling doing something but don't know what might stop them. But what is needed is to feel encouraged and you go for it. I think that's a take-home message to take.
Thank you for your take-home message. And now we're happy to hear about Kana's take-home message.
For me, it's not like a take-home message. It's like a lesson I learned from this experience I had. And this can help anyone from Rwanda, from Germany, and anyone else who is listening across the globe. It's important to be prepared for different challenges and embrace the cultural differences and approach the experiences with an open mind and the willingness to adapt to wherever you are. And of course, you do that with patience, resilience, and a positive attitude. And with this, you can navigate through whatever challenges and thrive in any environment which is new for you. And this can help you who is listening right now.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to hear about your thoughts and your experience in Germany. So have a safe flight back.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you, for sharing your valuable insights on our podcast today. And a heartfelt thank you to all our listeners for joining us and investing your time with us. If you found today's episode insightful, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and spread the knowledge. And now stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll delve into partnership organizations in Rhineland-Palatinate and Rwanda, exploring their vital roles and why they are crucial for fostering global cooperation and sustainable development. Join us as we shine a spotlight on these organizations, uncovering the impactful work they do to promote cross-cultural exchange, education, and collaboration between these two regions. From initiatives focused on healthcare and education to those campaigning environmental conversations and economic empowerment, we'll showcase the diverse array of projects and partnerships that are making a real difference in both communities. Discover why these partnerships are essential for promoting mutual and understanding, fostering friendship, and driving positive change on a local and global scale. Through insightful interviews and inspiring stories, we'll highlight the importance of building bridges between nations and working together towards a more interconnected and harmonious world. Until then, take care, auf Wiedersehen, Murabeho, and we are looking forward to having you with us again soon.